attack reinsured loss on per risk basis. Excess of loss is an alternative to proportional. Excess of loss is another option to proportional reinsurance. Okay? So it can be a substitute to proportional reinsurance. Okay. How are you going to elaborate point A? You should elaborate your point in numerical forms. Kena tunjuk contoh penerangan tu, explanation tu. Whenever you try to explain, you have to show some example in numerical example dalam bentuk calculation. Sekejap saya buka Excel. Rahmat, nampak tak skrip?
Nampak.
Kalau nampak, saya tulis apa kat sini?
Tak ada tulis.
Tak ada apa-apa
Tak ada.
WXOL alternative to proportional. Let's say kita ambil contoh proportionally. Sampel kita ambil proportionally surplus B given 3 line surplus B with a retention per risk. Retention for each and every risk under surplus 3 is equal to 100,000. Okay. Katakanlah, let's say, insurer arrange proportional reinsurance, which is surplus re having 3 line capacity. 3 line capacity meaning that the line do equal to how much? 3 times the retention per risk. Retention per risk of the insurer, 100,000. So let's say surplus has a capacity of 300,000 and the insurer has decided to retain up to 100,000 per risk for each and every risk. Kita tahu sekarang ni dia nak retain 100,000 and dia nak ada reinsurance up to 300,000. So instead of having proportional reinsurance, selain daripada they can arrange for proportional reinsurance, insurance can also replace surplus re with the working re. Kalau dia tak nak proportional re, they can go for working excess. Okay, let's say they want to use working excess. So working excess of loss as an alternative, consider the capacity that they require is 300,000 and retention per risk is 100,000. If this amount is modified into working excess, that will be knowing that the capacity required is 300,000 per risk for working excess, insurer can arrange the same amount juga for the cover, which is 300,000. The excess of the retention. So the retention per risk under proportionary will be the deductible under working week. So now working excess works similar with proportionary because the required cover for each and every risk is 300,000, and for working pun dia akan ada cover up to 300,000. And for surplus week, if insurer retain 100,000 per risk, they will also retain each and every claims up to 100,000. So it is similar, sama. It will both will achieve the same objective. So kenapa nak guna proportionary? Kenapa nak guna working excess of loss? Masing-masing both has their advantages and disadvantages, which we have covered before. Kita dah cover benda sebelum ni. So proportionally ada dia punya advantages, and working excess pun ada dia punya advantages. So they are pro and con. Insurer can decide either two, yang mana satu dia nak guna. Okay, itu point yang pertama, working excess as an alternative to proportionary. And then dekat slide ni dia kata nombor 2, supplementary reinsurance protection to the reinsured with high gross retention under a proportional treaty. Okay, for situations number 2, high gross retention under proportionally. High gross retention under proportionally. Kita ambil contoh QS pula. QS, let's say for example 50% with maximum of 3 million. Okay, QS, let's say QS reinsurance 50% with a max of 3 million. Given that it is 50%, how much is retained? In terms of percentage, how much is retained by the ceding company? Afid pula dah. Saya selalu lupa nama dia. Amir, sorry. Amir, given that it is 50% QS, how much is retained by the ceding company? How much transfer to the reinsurer?
RM1,500,000
RM1,500,000 ya. So 1.5 million, meaning that 50% is retained by the insurer, and the balance is 50% goes to the reinsurer. So 50-50 lah. So pembahagian tu adalah berdasarkan 3 million. So knowing that this is their proportional reinsurance strategy, having 50% retention and 50% reinsurance. So scale yang mereka akan guna hanyalah up to 3 million. That is the range per risk between the insurer and the quota share reinsurer. So kita tahu dia akan retain 50%, retention maximum 50% of that will be 1.5 million. Okay. And also to ask reinsurer percent of 3 million. So equal amount. So if so knowing that sekarang dia punya retention is quite high, this is quite high lah. 1.5 million retention per risk can be considered as quite large, besar. Meaning that it is high gross retention. Insurer is having this high gross retention for each and every risk. So what can they do? What can the insurer do is they are not going to replace the insurance program. Mereka tak akan tukar kepada another reinsurance program. They will maintain this reinsurance for tertiary reinsurance program, but they will combine. What they will do is combine with WXOL. So the amount which will become the reference bila nak strategize when insurer nak structure their working excess of loss reinsurance program, the amount that they have to focus is this 1.5 million. So what will they do with this 1.5 million under working excess? Insurer will try to reduce the 1.5 million. Now they will retain for each and every risk up to 1.5 million per share. So they can further reduce this 1.5 million. Dia akan kurangkan lagi by using working excess of loss. Nak kurangkan gross retention under proportionally by using working excess of loss. Macam mana dia nak buat? So what they will do is this 1.5 million will be divided into the cover and the deductible. So that will result in, let's say they decided that 1.5 million itu tinggi, nak kurangkan kepada 700,000. So that will be 700,000. And balance dia berapa? 800,000. So 800,000 cover in excess of 700,000. Which, if you look at the total here, total of cover plus deductible is actually equal to 1.5 million. Total cover and deductible is 1.5 million. This 1.5 million is actually equal to the insurer gross retention under the proportional. Okay, so this is two ways, dua cara how insurer can use working excess of loss to their advantage. Number one, as an alternative to proportional re, and number two, when they are having a high gross retention for their proportional re. For the purpose of yang kedua ni, dia nak reducekan the gross retention amount under the proportional re. The two different strategy, dua strategi yang berbeza. Satu sebagai substitute, this is substitute. Kalau tak nak ini, boleh guna ini. Kalau tak nak ini, boleh guna ini. Substitute. But for number two, this is not substitute. Okay? For number two, working excess tu bukan substitute, but it's a complementary. They complement the proportional re. Alright, up to that point, do you have anything you want to ask?
Rasanya tak ada, Syekh.
Kali tak ada, yang lain macam mana?
Tak ada juga, sir.
Betul ke Alicia tak ada?
Boleh tengok bawah sikit aja.
Sekejap saya paste kat WhatsApp tu.